Who are the Los Angeles Rams talking to before the draft here in 2025? That's what we're talking about in this video here. We're going to go through this article and just highlight some of the players that the Rams are talking to here and look at some of the position groups that seem to be a focus here. This article is by Turf Showtimes, link in the description below by Stephen Ridings. Thanks for your hard work, Stephen. And yes, let's talk about this. So he points out so far the Rams, what has been revealed to the media at least, the Rams have met with 26 draft prospects at various functions, ranging from Senior Bowl, the NFL Combine, and Pro Days, and other miscellaneous events. I will note the NFL Combine, the Rams notably don't send as many representatives as other teams, and I think it's like a survey or something that they do, but I'm not exactly sure. Anyway, definitely they're an interesting team in how they go about finding their talent. But they've met with 18 offensive players. You see three quarterbacks here. You got Sean Milroe and Ewers, quarterback out of Texas there. Interesting. Because the Rams quarterback room is currently Stafford, Garoppolo, and Stetson Bennett. There's been question marks about Stetson Bennett. If is he gonna make it past camp? I don't know. I know there's a lot of Stetson Bennett fans out there that do not want to see him not on the Rams. So that'll be interesting to follow as well. They got running back from Arizona State, running back from Auburn. So that's two running back. You're always going to interview a running back when you're the Rams. They've drafted a running back each and every year in the Sean McVay era. I expect a late round running back at some point this year. Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle for Texas. Okay, interesting. Offensive line, Jackson Slater. Okay. Simpkins, another offensive lineman, another center there in Jared Wilson at Georgia. Isaiah Bond, wide receiver, Texas. And then Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Tech. Okay, so that's interesting because you had Quentin, I'm struggling with his name, Quentin Ewers, and then you have Bond and Golden. So look at the Texas offense there. That's pretty cool. You got Tez Johnson, wide receiver out of Oregon. Trey Harris, wide receiver at Ole Miss. Torrey Holton. Oh, that's fun. Almost Torrey Holt. Wide receiver out of Colorado. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers. Makes sense because right now the Rams wide receiving room is Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Tutu Atwell, Xavier Smith, and maybe Quinn is. Let me I have his roster right here. Um. Oh yeah. Quentin Cephas is there, and Jordan. How can I forget Jordan Whittington and Drake Stoops as well? But always looking for depth in that wide receiving room for sure. Okay, so they're looking at some wide receivers. Cool. Now I know the position that lots of Ram fans are talking about. Colston Loveland, the tight end out of Michigan. Uh, that'd be cool. Right now, the Rams only have 3 tight ends on the roster, and Tyler Higbee, Colby Parkinson's, and Davis Allen. I know a lot of people are really high on Davis Allen, would like to see him develop more. Where Higbee and Parkinson, they're kind of your proven vet. They know what they're doing. Higbee has some injury concerns, but I could definitely see the Rams adding to this group. Tyler Warren at a tight end, or at a Penn State, also a tight end. That's 2 tight ends, 4 tight ends here because they got Gunnar Helm. That's a good name, Gunnar Helm at another Texas player. Mason Taylor at an LSU. Okay, we're looking at some tight ends as well. So that's 4 tight ends. Okay. On the defensive side of the ball, you have 8 players. And I know a lot of Ram fans are like, draft secondary and linebackers. Well, let's look at who the Rams are talking to. We got 1, 2 linebackers, an edge rusher, and then 1 cornerback, 2 cornerbacks, and 3 safeties. And I'm not going to pretend to be a college football expert. Out of all these names here, I am a very passive college football fan. I cannot I'm not even gonna try. I've maybe heard these names in passing somewhere, but I need you guys to let me know in the comments below. Do you get excited about Danny Stutzman? Who? There's a good name. Carson Bruner and Shamar Stewart, Zay Alexander, Durian Strong, Justin Barron, Jonas Sanker, not Stanker, Sanker. And then I think it's Malachi Starks. Probably butchered those names, but interesting. It's fun to, yeah, it's definitely, he points out here, Les Snead and Sean McVay and the Rams scouting department clearly have the draft strategy under lock and key, but it's fun to speculate. Yeah, just looking at this list here, the linebacking is definitely something I could see being a need for the Rams. If we look at the pull up their depth chart here on Pro Football Network on the defensive side of the ball, right now they still have Byron Young and Brandon Jackson and Omar Spates and Nate Landman at that linebacker spot here. I really only say Omar Spates and Byron Young are kind of locks in those positions there. Brandon Jackson and Landman are kind of more rotational guys. I could see this being something. I'm more curious about Emmanuel Forbes. Where does he stand with the Rams, right? Because he was the first round draft pick by the Washington Commanders, but got released in the season. In season, the Rams got him off waivers. Where does he stand, right? As a cornerback, I think this is such an important offseason for him and his career. I would love to see him develop. You got Landshark, Kobe Durant there, Tony Fields. Also the inside linebacker and the outside Jared Verse there. Ooh, so much to speculate on here. If I were a betting man, which I'm not, uh, I I would probably say the Rams are going to draft their tight end early. I think going with Loveland or Warren, those are big names to watch on draft day if they're going to be available. Where the Rams are drafting at 26, right? So that's interesting, very interesting. I could maybe even see the Rams. I don't think they'll invest a high round pick in an offensive line, but maybe for depth, because you look at the Rams O line back here, they got like Alaric Jackson just got paid starting left tackle. You got Steve Avila locking down that guard spot. Bo Limmer won convincingly that center position. As a rookie, really excited for the future of Bo Limmer and what he does at the center position. Kevin Dotson, stud at the right guard. And then, the old, amazing, the ageless, the wonderful Rob Big Havenstance at the right tackle position. He's going to lock it down there. So maybe they're drafting for depth behind him, but I don't see them doing like a first round pick there at any of the offensive line positions. Receiver, they'll probably draft late. Running back draft late, and like unless they're interested in one of these quarterbacks going high, like, but even that, like I feel like they would be reaching here. So I think on the offensive side of the ball, they either draft a tight end with their first pick, or if they're looking get one of the top defensive players, either a cornerback or a linebacker, makes a lot of sense there. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everyone. And as always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams. And if you haven't checked out, I had a video come up the other day talking about the Rams' new headquarters facility. You can check that video out here.